Canned beans are easy to appreciate, tasty, quick, and endlessly versatile. Plus, they offer plenty of nutritional perks. But are they the best option every time? Well, it's not that simple. Let's be real. Canned beans beat dried beans in the convenience department, hands down. Those bags of dried legumes you optimistically buy tend to gather dust for years before finally getting tossed. With dried beans, you're looking at a long process, soaking them, sometimes overnight, boiling for ages, and then finally starting your dish. Canned beans, on the other hand, no prep required. Just crack open the can and dig in, literally, if that's your style. Or toss them into a slow cooker with your favorite ingredients. Head out for the day and come back to a flavorful meal with zero hassle. If you're a fan of the so-called musical fruit but don't have hours to spare making it meal ready, head to the canned goods section and dig in. What's that weird liquid in the can with your beans? You know exactly what we mean, as food creator Sunita Yusuf from The Wannabe Cook explains. Canned beans come in a thick, cloudy liquid that contains preservatives and high sodium levels. So, do yourself a favor and give those beans a rinse before cooking, especially if your dish already calls for salt. Just know that even after rinsing, only around 40% of the extra sodium is washed away. If you're keeping an eye on your salt intake, dried beans might be a better bet, or at least opt for the low-sodium canned options. Better safe than sorry. And speaking of staying safe, take a moment to read the label on that can. You might find a mix of unexpected extras, everything from caramel coloring to flavor enhancers and other hard-to-pronounce ingredients. That won't matter to everyone, of course. The debate over additives is far from settled, and while most people tolerate them just fine, others may experience unpleasant reactions. For some, avoiding them is more than just a preference. It's a health necessity. Either way, knowing what's in your food never hurts. Canned beans tend to have more hidden ingredients than the ones you make from scratch. What you do with that info is entirely your call. Now let's talk about the real deal breaker: flavor. Straight from the can, beans can sometimes have a weird aftertaste, kind of like the can itself. Thankfully, a quick rinse usually does the trick to cut that metallic edge. If it's still not quite right, just grab your go-to spices. A few shakes of seasoning can easily mask any lingering off notes. Stick with us here. We know we just said rinsing your beans helps wash away some of that added salt, but let's flip the script for a moment. That liquid in the can? It's not just salty water, it's actually packed with nutrients. According to Diane McKay, PhD, an assistant professor at Tufts University's School of Nutrition Science and Policy, there's more than just sodium swirling around in that cloudy bean broth. When you rinse canned beans, you're cutting back on sodium, but you're also flushing away some valuable, water-soluble nutrients that have seeped into the liquid. That includes things like B vitamins and folate. Still, Dr. McKay points out that rinsed beans retain plenty of essential minerals and are still a great source of gut-friendly fiber. So, should you rinse or not? That depends on your priorities. If sodium's not a concern and you want to squeeze every bit of nutrition out of your beans, go ahead and use the liquid. But if you're trying to avoid preservatives or manage your salt intake, rinsing is a smart move. And rest assured, you'll still be getting plenty of health benefits. Remember, canned beans are already cooked and ready to use. No need to overdo it. Don't even think about treating them like dried beans. Overcooking will turn them into a mushy, unappetizing mess. Seriously, resist the temptation to cook them too long. That said, a short stint in the slow cooker is okay. Just keep it to 20 to 30 minutes max, or until they're warmed through. Once heated, take them off the stove. When warming your beans, keep the heat low to medium-low so they simmer gently. Otherwise, you risk burning them. While they're warming, toss in your favorite spices and maybe a splash of broth to boost flavor. Sure, canned beans are fine straight from the can, but seasoning them definitely makes a difference. Canned beans can seem pretty dull, and honestly, some varieties live up to that reputation. The plain ones usually come packed in salty, metallic-tasting liquid, which is not exactly mouthwatering, but they serve as a great base for many recipes. On the other hand, when you want something fast, simple, and already flavored, there are plenty of options like sweet baked beans or spicy black beans ready to go. These seasoned varieties can be a real time saver for dinner or a side dish.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool. Beans. Cool. Beans. Cool. Beans.
Cool.
Beans.
Canned beans bring a lot of convenient flexibility, and grocery aisles are packed with plenty of options. If you want something fast and flavorful without messing around, seasoned beans are a great pick. Plain beans, however, give you a clean slate to mix and match your own seasonings. Spend some time exploring the bean aisle, and you're sure to discover something that sparks your inner kitchen artist. Different beans bring their own unique flavors, textures, and health perks. But if you decide to go the traditional dried bean route, you'll need to soak each variety separately, cook them carefully, and keep a close watch to make sure they're done just right, since some take much longer than others. It's definitely a time-consuming process. With canned beans, though, the hard work is already done. Want to mix several types in one dish? No need for multiple pots and soaking bowls. Just grab your can opener. You can even find cans that already blend 3 different beans, or pick up a few different cans and experiment yourself. Here's a tip. Black beans and pinto beans are a perfect match for Mexican or Southwestern flavors, while black beans paired with red kidney beans shine in chili. So go ahead, have fun with it. Sugar. Yes, it's sometimes lurking in canned beans. Usually, canned beans have little to no sugar, but exceptions do exist. The biggest culprits are varieties like baked beans or pork and beans, which often pack in added sugars and even high fructose corn syrup to deliver that sweet, crave-worthy flavor. And when we say sweet, we mean sweet. It's not just a hint of sugar. A single serving can contain as much added sugar as a Chips Ahoy cookie. Take Bush's original baked beans, for instance. Half a cup can have up to 11 grams of added sugar.
Oh, that's not good.
To put that into perspective, the American Heart Association recommends keeping added sugar intake to just 25 to 36 grams per day for most people. We're all for the ease of canned beans, but it's only fair to give you a heads up about hidden sugars. If you're watching your sugar intake, make it a point to read those labels carefully. In short, dried beans usually cost less than canned ones. That said, the price difference might not be immediately obvious. For instance, a can of pinto beans might seem cheaper compared to an equal volume of dried pinto beans at first glance. But once cooked, dried beans expand and produce a larger amount than the same weight of canned beans. Simply put, a pound of dried beans gives you more food than a pound of canned, making dried beans the better bargain. That said, if you only need 1 or 2 cans, using canned beans can be quicker and more convenient. But if you're making a big batch or eating beans regularly, buying dried beans will likely save you money over time since you get more for your buck. It's true that dried beans can sit in your pantry for quite a while, but eventually they do go bad. While they might still be safe to eat, older dried beans can be tough to rehydrate and may not taste as good. Canned beans, however, have a different shelf life. The USDA notes that canned foods can last for years, especially if the cans are intact, no dents or damage, and the beans aren't packed in acidic liquids. Though pricier, canned beans can be a handy, cost-effective way to keep fiber-rich beans available for longer periods. It's still wise to check the expiration date on your cans. Even if they might be okay past that date, it's best to pause and inspect before cooking.
Yep, all looks good to me.
No. Inspect with your mouth.
Are they looking normal, smelling strange, tasting off? Listen to your senses, and if something feels wrong, just toss it. It bears repeating. Safety always comes first.